Un tieši tāpēc mēs ejam tālāk pie mūsu nākamā runātāja. Tas, ko es arī vēl gribēju pateikt, man te atsūtīja ziņu, ka mums ir vairāk kā 530 šobrīd skatītāji tiešsaistē. Paldies jums liels! Dalieties ar šo informāciju ar citiem, jo tā patiešām ir noderīga un svarīga. Un nākamais runātājs runās par invertoriem. Par visu to, kas ir jāzina par invertoriem. Un Ionis no KOSTAL padalīsies ar jums ar šo informāciju. Uzvārdu es pat neizrunāšu. Ionis, I just said that I'm not even going to try to pronounce your last name as we discussed the first time. So I give the floor to you.
Good morning, everybody. Hello. I hope that you hear me. Yeah, my last name is quite difficult, so I will pronounce it. So my name is Yannis Hadjichristofis. Just Yannis, it will be enough. I'm a country sales manager of Eastern Europe of KOSTAL Solar Electric. And first of all, I would like to thank ESELO for this opportunity that gave KOSTAL to participate in this really very nice conference, as well as all the attendees that they are today here. I will share my screen and I will show you some basic things about KOSTAL. So hope that you see my presentation. Okay, I will start with KOSTAL company, who we are, what we are doing. KOSTAL is a family-owned company, a German family-owned company. We founded in 1912, so we have more than 110 years history. And we are in 20 countries all over the world. So we are we're having 19,000 employees worldwide, and the annual turnover is 2.5, almost 2.5 billion euros. There are 4 different business divisions. The first one is the KOSTAL Automotive Electrical Systems. The second one is KOSTAL Contact Systems. The third one is KOSTAL Soma, and the fourth one, KOSTAL Industrial Electronics. We will see each one what we are dealing. I could say that the biggest business for us is the automotive sector. For many, many years, we are producing electronics and mechatronics parts for the car automotive industries. And after so many years in different markets, I could say that every second car has a KOSTAL product inside. Of course, you will never see the brand name KOSTAL inside the cars, but we are here. And also another big business for us is the charging controllers, the onboard charger controllers for the electrical cars. And so far we have produced 1.2 million onboard chargers in the field. In the next slide, you see our customers. So we are collaborating and we are working with BMW, Volkswagen, Mercedes-Benz, Hyundai. So you can see top car manufacturers that they already trusting KOSTAL. And we are producing either from steering columns up to different switches inside the car or part of engine, innovative software developments like the lane assist, the adaptive cruise control, so a variety of different things for the car industries. Then we have the KOSTAL contact systems for small voltage application up to high voltage application, variety of different things we are producing. Then we have KOSTAL test technology, we call it Soma. Here it's totally customized solution. So we are going inside the industries and according to their needs, either we are adjusting the production line or we are selling different machines in order to test under different conditions, the products that our customers are producing. And the fourth one is KOSTAL Industrial Electronics, which is the most important for you, is the factory which belongs the production of the photovoltaic inverters. This department was founded in 1992, and we started producing inverters for drive technology, as you see in the middle icon. So from 0.2 kilowatt up to 20-25 kilowatt, we are providing industrial solutions for adjusting the frequency of motors, and having the experience in power electronics. On 2005, we decided that we want to start producing inverters for photovoltaic applications. And it was a really very pioneer move by KOSTAL, because back to 2005, KOSTAL was the first company which implemented a small 3-phase inverter with many MPPT trackers. So the first model was at 5.5 kilowatt with 3 MPPT trackers. Of course, another business for us is the wall boxes. We have a long experience. We were producing many years for other customers with their brand name, wall boxes, EV chargers. And now, during the next month, we will start also produce our own wall box, the Enector. So we have the KOSTAL Industrial Electronics, which is located in North Germany, in Hagen, close to Dortmund and Düsseldorf. And 2006, we founded KOSTAL Solar Electric, which is a daughter company and is responsible for the sales and the after-sales support of the solar inverters. The office located in Freiburg in South Germany, and we have subsidiary offices in Italy, in Spain, in Greece, in France as well, and also country sales manager in Scandinavia, in Benelux, in Poland, and yeah, we are covering different areas. So let's start discussing about our portfolio, what kind of solutions we could give you. You'll listen a really very innovative things. Believe me, right now, KOSTAL is growing really very fast, especially with the Plenticor model. And you will realize why we are doing that, why is doing that. It will be easy. So starting from 1.5 kilowatt with a single phase inverter, the PIKO MP Plus, up to 5 kilowatt. This we call PIKO MP Plus. Then we have the Plenticor or PIKO IQ. These are the 3-phase inverter from 3 kilowatt to 10 kilowatt. The Plenticor Plus has 3 MPPT trackers, 3 inputs, while the PIKO IQ has 2 inputs, 2 MPPT trackers. Then we have the PIKO 12 to 20, more small commercial solutions. 15, 17, and 20 kilowatt inverters have 3 inputs, 3 MPPT trackers. And then the new PIKO CI 30, 50, and 60. These are for commercial projects, for bigger size installation. We have a lot of advantages in this field. This is a cost-effective inverter. I will let you know a little bit later. Then we have available a smart meter. If the end customer wants to measure the consumption in a house, the loads, then he can buy this meter, and then there is a connection compatibility with the Plenticor Plus. So we can see from our app how was the production of the inverter and how was the consumption in our house. And the last one in our portfolio is the Enector. As I told you, this is a wall box, but believe me, if you combine it with a photovoltaic system, you can gain and you can have extra features. Okay, yeah, as you can see it here. Let's move to the Plenticor Plus. This is a really very innovative inverter. Why? Because there are 3 MPPT trackers, and either you can use it for 3 different orientation in a roof, east, south, west, or if you want, you can make it a hybrid inverter. You can take the advantage of the 3rd MPPT tracker, and anytime you wish, you can buy an extra activation code, and you can unlock and connect batteries in the 3rd input of the inverter. That's a brilliant idea because the end customer doesn't need to replace the inverter when he needs a storage solution for his house. So at the same time, you are buying an on-grid inverter with a hybrid features capability that you can make it anytime you wish. At the same time, we are not selling batteries, and we are giving different choices according to the budget of our customers. So right now you can use a BMZ, a BYD battery, but also we are working with new compatibilities, and soon we will announce LG batteries and also Pylontech batteries. Nyla is a Swedish company, battery manufacturer, that also can provide, we are compatible as well. Then we see the Plenticor BI. This is a pure battery inverter. So 2 models, 5.5 and 10 kilowatt, 1 battery input only, and you can use it for existing installations, as you will see later on. So if there is an old installation, no matter what inverter they have, and the end customer wants us to expand the self-consumption with batteries, then he can buy a Plenticor BI, and he can connect the batteries into existing photovoltaic system. The PIKO IQ is more or less the same with the Plenticor Plus, the same product range, 3, 4.2, 5.5, 7, 8.5, and 10, but it's only missing the third MPPT tracker. So it have 2 MPPT trackers, 2 inputs, and there is no hybrid capability. Let's take it a little bit closer. I want to highlight some advantages about the Plenticor Plus. So from 3 to 10 kilowatt, 3 MPPT trackers, with at the same time with hybrid capabilities. Also, I would like to highlight the update function. So that means that once the inverter is installed and connected to the Ethernet, the factory releases updates. So once the factory will push the button, all the Plenticor Plus are updated all the time. And you know, the inverter nowadays is like a mobile. It needs to have a firmware update recently. So the installer can save time and money because he doesn't need to travel to the installation and make the update. That's a really very nice feature. Let's move to the next slide. Yeah, there's also a smart communication board, which is running Linux inside. So we have a lot of features, and also it's coming a new version of the smart communication board into the next 1.5 months with a Wi-Fi option. There is integrated data logger. There is different terminals to connect the smart meter or to connect an external data logger if you wish. Yeah. Also, the commission wizard is really very easy to start up the inverter. There are just some questions, and in 2 minutes or less than 2 minutes, the setup, the first commissioning of the inverter has finished. Also, would I highlight the self-learning shadow management? This is something very important because in some cases, when you have a partial shadow in your roof from a small tree, from a small antenna, and a part of your PV module has a small shadow, you don't have to buy an expensive micro inverter. Why? Because we are offering a solution, a smart solution, I could say. So you can enable a special software in the PV string that you have the problem. And what's the inverter done is that start scouting the IV curve more quickly, more efficiently. In addition, the inverter keeps historical data. So the inverter can predict when we have shadow, so can adjust quickly and efficiently the maximum power point of the PV modules. We could have up to 30% yield, and you can enable it in every input that you have the real shadow problem. Yeah, you see here the 5 years KOSTAL smart warranty, but what we just announced in KOSTAL is that from 3 kilowatts or from the 1.5 kilowatt, the single phase inverter, up to 20 kilowatt, we are offering 10 years warranty. Of course, there is a procedure to take the advantage of the 10 years warranty. You just need to register the serial number. But this is the latest news from KOSTAL. So if you visit our website, you will get more information. And yeah, I think this is really very nice feature as well. Yeah, here you see a photo of a hybrid capability. So just 2 strings and 1 input for batteries. Or this is we call dual power. So you have an existing PV system and you just want to add a little bit more capacity for your loads to self-consume more. So you can add a second Plenticor Plus with 2 PV strings plus 1 battery input. I don't want to say a lot about the Plenticor BI, so let's move to the quickly a little bit to the PIKO 12 to 20. So this is the small commercial solution that we offer, again with 10 years warranty. It is the self-learning shadow management included. 3 MPPT trackers, 15, 12, and 20. A wide input voltage range. The inverter starts to feed in 180 volt up to 950. And what I want to highlight here is that this inverter we are producing over the last 7 to 8 years, 7 or 8 years. So we are really very experienced. Although we faced some problems in the past, we know and we improved the inverter. So I could say that it's a really very nice solution, and it's almost unique with 3 MPPT trackers at 20 kilowatts. A little bit more about the PIKO CI before I go to the wall box. These are the commercial solution, a robust device for the commerce solution. There are a lot of features, 6 DC inputs with 2 MPPT trackers on the PIKO CI 30, or 10 DC inputs with 4 MPPT trackers on PIKO CI 50, and 12 DC inputs in the PIKO CI 60. There are over voltage protection on the DC and AC side. There is a Wi-Fi antenna to make an easy connection between the inverter. There is an app because there is no display, so you can set up the inverter with your app from your phone. And we have also increased the current limitation on the DC side. So this is our solution for bigger plants. I think I have 5 minutes more, so I just want to highlight a little bit about the ejector, because it's something that we see that the demand is increasing day by day. It was supposed to start the production beginning of this year, but due to the availability of some components, we postpone it. And we'll start it next month on May, sorry. The starts of sales, I think it will be beginning of June. What I want to say here is that, there are a lot of wall boxes in the market, okay? And the principal operation is an AC wall box to charge your car. But since in KOSTAL we are a photovoltaic company, we know exactly what the end customer needs. So for this reason, we implement some extra and different features. So I will start with a highlight that is either with a single phase 3.7 kilowatt or a single phase or 3-phase 11 kilowatt. There is also a wire of 7.5 meters cable. There is a display with 4 LEDs. And this is what I want to highlight, that if you combine it with a KOSTAL inverter and the KOSTAL smart energy meter and some extra activation codes, you could have some extra features. And I will go directly to the features. Like you can see here, a photo how it looks, a PV installation, a home installation with the ejector. This is what you don't need right now to see. And here it's coming the charging modes. This is the features that really differentiates than the other wall boxes. So as I said, if you combine it with a Plenticor inverter and the KSM, you could have different kind of charging modes. And let's take it one by one. The first one is the lock mode. So in the lock mode, the electrical car charging can be locked, so nobody can go and plug out the cable. So you have the full control of the charging mode. The second is the power mode. The vehicle is charged with the maximum possible power. So if you are in a hurry and you want just to charge your car and you don't care about anything else, then you choose this mode and you have full power and fast charging. But you know that there are some days like Sunday or Saturday that we are a little bit relaxed and we are not in a hurry. So in this case, the solar pure mode is the perfect solution because you can charge your car only with energy from your PV system that is used to charge your electrical car. So you don't need to take from the grid just a PV pure solar energy to charge your car. So surplus charging only with green self-generated electricity. And the last one is the solar plus mode. So the electrical vehicle is always charged with a set of minimum amount of power from the grid. And if there is a PV surplus at the grid connection point, this minimum amount of power is replaced by PV. This is a clever, I could say, combination. If the surplus at the grid connection point is greater than the minimum charging point, the minimum level is increased, if possible. So PV can increase the power, always charge with some of your own green electricity. And I remain to say that this is a pioneer feature by KOSTAL. And yeah, when we are presenting it, they like it, especially the installers, because this is what they are looking. And yeah, I'm happy that we will have it in the markets beginning of June. Yeah, I think that I am on time, but I just want to say that the KOSTAL Smart Energy Meter is an optional feature, an optional device actually, for someone who wants to measure the consumption in a house, but it is mandatory in case that he wants to use batteries, because the inverter, you know, needs to know if we have consumption loads or not, since the inverter makes the battery management. Yep, I think that was my presentation. Thank you very much.
Hi, Yannis. Thank you for this detailed and specific presentation. I'm a total non-professional, so a lot of these things I realized when you talked about them. I realized that, of course, without professional help, I will not be able to do anything with this. Yet, we have a few questions from the audience, and we have over 500 people watching this online. And one of the first question was, what does it mean, battery input?
Yeah, battery input means, maybe I can find the photo that, you know, we have inputs that you can connect PV modules in series and be connected directly to the inverter. And we have a specific input that you could connect batteries. So maybe I need to find a photo to show you. Or if you Google it, maybe you will understand better. Yeah, you see, here we have the battery from BYD, and it's connected directly to the inverter on the DC side. Okay, so that means that the inverter makes the management and decides how to distribute the energy. If the inverter will charge the battery, or if the inverter will use part of the energy from the battery in order to cover our loads in the house.
Okay. Thank you for this explanation. The next question is a bit longer. Classical inverters receive from in-chain connected panels. And if one panel slows down, all chain works in line with the worst panel or the slowest panel. How do you solve this?
What we are doing, this is true, but what we are doing here is regarding the interaction of the inverter that is more quickly and more efficiently. The principal job of the inverter is to scouting the IV curve and adjusting this maximum power point from the PV modules according to the energy that the PV modules are producing. So what we have invented with shadow management is that we realizing quickly that this is the shadow, and we shifting to this point quickly, let's say more quickly and more efficiently. And you have the advantages that you don't need to install optimizer in every PV module, something that I could say that it's difficult, especially when you are dealing with a roof, to visit on the roof, and if something happened, we should exchange the optimizer, so you need to go and disconnect all the PV modules, so you are getting about this advantage.
Mm-hmm. Excellent. We have two more questions that I will read out to you. Is there a smart load management between phases? For example, if there is an asymmetrical load in the house, is inverter able to adjust output based on the info from the smart meter?
No, the answer is no. All the inverters right now feed in symmetrical, which means equal current in each phase on the AC side. And it's not possible to do it with a smart meter. But what I want to tell you is that we are working and with some new products that will come in 2023. And yes, in that case, with a new product range, we are planning to have asymmetrical feed-in for some countries that it's required for the net metering balancing and so on.
Okay. Next question. Is it possible to use the system with batteries and connect it to Nord Pool electricity pricing so I could use electricity from batteries when the price is highest and from grid when it's lowest?
Yeah, you can, but this could be done with external devices, with external management systems. I know, for example, there is a system from Schneider Electric that you can set up when you have different prices from the grid on different hours per day, that and its compatibility with, there is a compatibility with a Plenticor Plus that you can set up and choose when you want to charge the batteries or when you want to discharge the batteries. But this should be done with an external device. I don't have a lot of information right now, but I know that this could be happening, yes.
Excellent. There was a question also, can I charge batteries? I don't know how it's how is it relevant to this, and if it's on point.
Yeah, regarding this question, what I want to clarify is that when we are talking about batteries, we are talking about the home consumption. So the main target is to self-consume more energy and be more independent from the grid in order to reduce the electrical bill. So this is the principal job of the inverter. The inverter charging the batteries when we have excess energy, and then it takes this energy and giving to the home during the night, for example. So the answer is yes, the inverter can charge the battery.
Mm-hmm. Another question is, what is this the charge on the batteries, and is it possible to use batteries from other producers?
No, because it's a matter of compatibility. First, we have to test the communication between the battery and our inverter. And yeah, it's a long procedure. You know, it requires a lot of working hours because we are testing under different conditions. And yeah, right now we have announced these compatibilities. We are working more, but not any battery that you want.
Excellent. Yeah, because we had a previous speaker as well, and when we talked about these quite complicated new technology solutions, it's very important to use a professional who can actually help you with a lot of this, because I don't know how it is in Germany. In Latvia, a lot of people think that they can listen to one presentation or attend one seminar or buy a book, and then they masters themselves and they can do pretty much everything. So what would you suggest for the listeners right now? What should be the best way? I think ESELO is doing the job of having this knowledge base and having you as a producer, as a supplier, as a manufacturer who can ensure that everything works fine. So is this the right way for people to ask all the questions and address them to ESELO?
Yes, of course. We consider the ESELO as a KOSTAL partner. We are working very closely, and we will be happy to receive all these questions and together with ESELO to provide the answers even after the conference, definitely.
Excellent. Thank you, Annis. Thank you for this very professional, very on-point presentation. And I think there's a lot of useful information, even for me, who is not a non-professional yet. I'm also very curious about being able to receive this solar energy much more efficiently.